What's going on? This is Kane Frost, and what I'm talking about today is gonna be, sometimes women think they're all that. All right, so what am I talking about? Now, of course, this is gonna pretty much go if you're having a conversation with them, or you've had a conversation with them. I'm not talking about the women that you go up and you meet and they blow you off. I'm not talking about that because nobody really knows anybody in this world. If it's your first time seeing somebody and you go up and introduce yourself, you shoot your shot, you do your cold approach, whatever it is, and she shoots you down, rejects you, whatever that stuff is. I'm not talking about that. That's why you really shouldn't be looking at rejection as a personal thing because nobody knows you. You're trying to get somebody to know somebody. And they could be, judgmental on a lot of things. Maybe they're having a bad day. Maybe, they don't like you or the way you look. They don't like your hairstyle. They don't like your skin color. They don't like your height. They don't like, it can go off your facial, do you have a beard? You don't have a beard. You have long hair. You have short hair. Your clothes, your perfume or your cologne. I mean, it goes on and on, right? But you should never take it personally. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you've known somebody, you've gotten to know them, and you're interested in them, right? I'm not talking about friends either, because you can be talking to a person, a woman, and have a platonic friendship, and you don't even see that person like as even going out and seeing them in a romantic view or light. So I'm not talking about that either. I'm talking about someone who you're interested in, you're trying to get at, and you start talking to. And sometimes women think they're all that. And why is that? Because a lot of times these women, they're good looking and attractive, and a lot of guys are shooting their shot at them. And maybe it's not even the guys that they want. Maybe it's just some ugly guys. But that attention that they're constantly getting makes them feel that they're better than what they are. The social media, Instagram or OnlyFans or whatever it is, Snapchat, they get all these views and likes and comments, and a lot of these guys don't really have a lot of things going on in their lives, and they think by giving this girl likes and hearts and dropping DMs and all this other that's going to make them shine. For the most part, they're 1 in 500 or however many fans they got, followers. There's just one other person. They're so backed up. They all want to, these guys usually don't have any kind of game, any kind of, in-person speaking to a girl. So their only way is to slide in and do all this, stuff behind the scenes. And hopefully, like winning the lottery, they'll get recognized and the girl will like them and then give them an opportunity. Or they'll have their Instagram and they'll have their, pictures of with people in the background and having a good time, and they're hoping the girl sees them in this light and they think they're interested in all this other stuff. It's a bunch of goofiness, to be honest with you. Does it work? Yes. Do guys have a lot of game in that area? Yes. But it's all about your imitation. You really, these guys that normally are these guys that pull women like that really don't have no game in person. They really don't. Like, if they're all about that, then they really, because they're basically like deception in ways. Whereas the real people that have that, even on Instagram or something like that, other people are taking pictures and posting it for them because, they ain't got time to do all that stuff, to upload pictures and, and videos and whatever. They have other people doing that for them where they're always on the move. Those people got game and style or in person because they just, that's just them. And they'd rather be out speaking to people and feeling people's vibes rather than kind of lying in the cut and hiding in the shadows and stuff trying to pull women. Anyways, so these girls, when you are attracted to them and you're starting to talk with them and you're flirting with them and stuff like that, the reason why I bring this up, where some girls think they're all that, is because sometimes you'll get treated like you're nothing and you ain't, you're kind of like, who are you? They're like, kind of looking at you like for the first time, like, why am I even talking to you? Whatever it is. It could be that maybe they're having a bad day or whatever. But if you see this type of behavior from a woman that you're interested in, that's a big red flag of, no, this ain't gonna work out, because she's showing you already that she's not invested, or not invested, but she's not gonna be into you like that. And she's gonna have her days where this is gonna be her if you were to be together with her. These unknown things that you're not gonna be able to crack, she's always gonna just pull out. And you're gonna have to be figuring out what you did, what you said, how you looked a certain way or whatever. The night before you said something, all this other stuff. And do you really want to be in a relationship with that person dealing with those kinds of things? I wouldn't, and it's funny to see that kind of stuff, and sometimes, there's a lot of guys, depending on what this girl does for a living. She could be a receptionist, she could be a waitress, she could be somewhere she's always seeing different guys, coming and going, whatever. There's women that work at AutoZone, that see a bunch of different guys. Girls that work at receptionists that see couriers and drivers and all this other stuff. And they're always getting hit on. You look beautiful. Wow, that's a pretty dress, good lipstick, all that stuff. How do I know? Because I say those things. But they get these from all these attractive men, or even some ugly guys, but attractive men. And then, they pass by you, or you see them wherever you normally see her at, and they look at you like, man, I've been getting hit by a bunch of hot guys. Now I'm coming back to you, or I'm seeing you, like, and you ain't saying this to me, or you ain't offering this, and I'm getting all these other things, and they might think that they're all that, so it's time for you to pretty much move on. And if you don't move on, you're going to get played eventually. If you start catching feelings with this girl, if she leads you on up to a certain point, if you see that in the beginning, you see these red flags, you got to know what's coming. Because if you don't, you're only playing yourself. She's like I said, it's going to be something all the time. And you're going to get this hot and cold from this girl all the time. And you're always going to try to figure out what you did, or, and maybe you're trying to figure out, how you can make things better and all this stuff. And that's not the way things work. It's a mutual thing from both sides that you guys feed off of each other. You're doing your own thing, she's doing her own thing. Both come together to do your thing. And if you're the one that's coming over here and she's brushing you off sometimes, and you're like, what I do? Then sometimes she's like, hey, and she's there, and then she's doing all these mixed signals. That's you should see that as a warning sign, because if it was cool, she's always going to be saying what's up to you. It doesn't matter who she's seeing at the time, she's still going to have interest in you. And if she has other things going on, then you need to be upfront with that person and say, listen, I'm interested in you, but you need to figure out what you want, because I'm not about to get in this hot and cold stuff. If you got other guys you're messing with, that's cool. I ain't got no problem with that. But don't put me as one of those guys. You want to be with me, I'm a solid dude. But I'm going to be over here doing my thing, because I ain't going to play with this hot and cold stuff. Either you're going to come at me hot all the time, or it ain't going to be nothing at all, because I'm vibing over here. And if you can't vibe with that, then we ain't vibing at all. Because I ain't about to do no chasing and trying to figure out what I did wrong the whole time. I got my things going on over here the way they are fine right now. I don't need to be in this other headspace trying to figure out what's going on and why you're this way and all this other stuff. It should just be especially in the beginning. Now, like if you've been together for a couple of years, and now she's doing this stuff, that's a little different. That's you should be knowing the person and trying to figure out what's going on with her, how you can make things better, what's bothering her, that stuff. Cool, I understand. That is not what I'm talking about right now. I'm talking about the beginning stages when you're trying to hook up. These are red flags, and it's usually not going to work out. The guy will always be like, oh man, I can fix that. I can fix her. I can make her see my way, and I'll stand out in front of all the other guys, and she's going to see that in me. And then, she'll see that, and then we're going to be this happy couple. And a lot of guys keep doing that, and then they end up jacked up in the head, months, a year later down the road, because they never figured it out from the beginning. They were always blinded by, the looks of the girl, the body of the girl, the sex from the girl, whatever it is, and they ignored all those flags in the beginning, and then now, if guys keep doing that with multiple women all the time, let's say 3 girls back to back to back, that's the guy's fault. He should have saw that. But now, after he's gotten dumped by the 3rd girl, whatever it is, now he thinks they're all like that. So then he's like, man, bitches out here, and they all want the same thing. No, bro. It's because that's what you've been picking. And you've been ignoring all this stuff. They fail to tell you all those things. When you're talking to a guy, and a guy's telling you about all these things that, these girls and all stuff, he's not telling you the red flags that he ignored, even though he might agree with you on a lot of them. Oh yeah, that, this, and that. But at the end of the day, even if he sees them and knows about them, he will ignore them and then wonder why, he keeps getting played all the time. So yeah, some girls think they're all that. And it's funny to me when they do that to me, because I'm like, oh no, that's it. We're done. You had your chance. I'm gone. I mean, we can pick up where we left off when you come, hot, because I'm always hot. I'll if I'm into you, I'm hot. It ain't gonna be no, hey, what's up? Nah, things ain't right. This and that. And the next, hey, what's up? Oh no, we're good now. What's up? No, it ain't like that. You're always got your thing going on. You're always vibing. It's always good, no matter what. And nobody's throwing you off your center on that. And all you're looking for is positive energy to come along with you. And if that's not willing to happen, then you just let it be, man. Because in the end, if it's meant to be, it's gonna be. It just is. You let something go because, like, what? I'm not really feeling it. Or, well, you know what? I think she might be seeing somebody else that's more important. You know what? All this other stuff. If it's meant to be, it'll come back around. We'll be put in that same situation again, us two together, and then we'll click from there. I'll let it go. Gone. And then later on down the road, could be a couple of months, weeks, months, even years later. You could be in a different city, strolling along. Hey, what's up? Some grocery store. Oh, wow, that's cool. She's in a different place. You're in a different place. You guys work, kind of pick up where you left off and make it happen. Or you don't ever see them again. And guess what? If you don't ever see them again, maybe that's what was meant to be. Because everybody that comes in your life is always going to be a lesson. And if you haven't learned by now in this life, every single thing that we come in contact with, people in businesses and love and all this other stuff, it's all about lessons learned. This whole life is just about lessons learned, knowledge and everything else. We don't take nothing with us but our experiences, whether it be love, hate, sadness, whatever. That's all we take with us. We don't take our possessions with us. We don't take physical things with us. All this stuff leaves. We just transition to other things. We don't physically take nothing. So if you're sitting there thinking, I gotta have this material thing, I gotta have this. Why? Borrow it, lease it, have fun with it, move on to something else. You don't gotta collect everything and just have it. It's all about having fun, learning people, laughing with people, enjoying conversations, sharing stories. That's what it's all about. Finding people who you get along with throughout this life. And the more people you know, the better life is. You get your little small circle. The only problem with small circles, if tension ever builds and then those relationships break, you never built a circle. So now you're devastated now. Close friends now become enemies. And then now what are you going to do? You never really had this big circle of a social life, so therefore you have nobody else to fall back. So then your world becomes even smaller, so much that it might just be you. And I don't know how old you are, But the older you are, the more probably less social you're going to be. And it's hard to pick up if you're, late 40s, late 50s, late 60s. Now you got to start all over again. You're like, where do I go? Times have changed and stuff like that. So, enjoy life, man. Have your options open. Talk to a lot of people. Have a lot of friends. Socialize. And when women come into your life and they try to act like they're better than you, again, you got to been talking for a while. They look at you like, they're better. And then they come back, like, oh, I didn't mean to, say those things. Or they know what they're doing, but later on they're trying to come back to you like, oh, yeah, I think he was feeling me and stuff, and I had to back away because, this and that. I'll go say hi to him now because he's not walking by and saying hi to me no more. Or, he's not doing the things he used to do and sending me emails, updates, and, just happy 4th of July or whatever it is, happy Valentine's. He knew I was single and stuff. You stop doing that, and then I'll say, oh, let me do that. So they're thinking, because I like his attention. They don't want to get with you. They just like your attention. They're just messing with you. And here you are thinking that might be your girl forever. Come on, man. Get with the program. All right, man. That's about it for this one. Again, this is your boy, Kayne Frost. Until the next time, man, rock on. And as always,